What's up guys, Tyrone Black here, and in today's video we're going to talk about training for mass versus training for aesthetics. Let's go. So when it comes to training for mass, first of all, there are two types of people that train for mass. The first guy is really just a guy that trains for aesthetics, but he's for now training for mass. You can pretty much see the shoulder to waist ratio is pretty good and everything. You can basically, this is a guy you can tell he goes to the gym, but he's training for mass so that he can later on switch over to aesthetics. What he's trying to do is he's trying to gain as much muscle as possible, and he's risking gaining the body fat as well so that he can be able to gain as much muscle as possible, increase his strength, etc. And then later on he's going to shred down and then be able to now have that aesthetic physique. Now, by definition, an aesthetic physique is having as much muscle mass as possible while having the lowest body fat percentage possible. And then there's the other guy that trains for mass. The other guy, man. this other guy who just wants to be big, right? He just wants to be big, right? That's all. That's the other guy. And if you're the guy who says, yo, I just want to be big, you know, I don't want to be small, like, you know, I don't care if I'm fat. Well, first of all, you're lying, right? I don't believe that for a second. You're lying, bro, right? Like, there is no way you're going to convince Tyrone that you want to look like that. You're lying. You're lying, bro. You're speaking in all caps. But here's the thing, man. You're over here, you're seeing freaking Wafula Untamed, the homie Vincent Pack, bro, and me flexing on the haters, stunting on the hoes, man, coming to steal your chicks, and you're over here thinking to yourself, yo, I still want to look, I'm okay being fat so long as I'm strong. It's a lie, bro. You're lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to me. Stop lying to everybody in the gym, and just tell the truth, bro. Tell it like it is, dog. The reason why you're okay, you may be strong as hell, probably stronger than me, fantastic, right? But the reason why you're that strong and you're still not able to lose weight, still fat as shit, right? The reason why you're like that is because, yes, you do have the discipline to take your ass to the gym and lift the weights and whatever, but you do not have the discipline to control your calories. You don't want to give up eating fries and burger after burger after burger after burger. You don't want to give up eating bullshit food, is basically what I'm saying. And the reason why you don't want to give up bullshit food is because, man, it's comfortable for you. That's your life. So you do not want to get out of that comfort zone when it comes to dieting, right? You think maybe now putting yourself on a strict diet might be too rigid or whatever. But you do have the discipline to go to the gym. You do have the discipline to train hard and lift heavy weights and whatever. And we respect it, man. The thing is this, man. Just tell the truth, bro. Tell it like it is. If you tell me, bro, I'll be like, cool, fantastic, man. Fantastic. Like for me, for example, there was a time I could not gain any weight because all I was doing was eating takeout, right? And I was not controlling my calories and calculating like how much I'm eating, what it is I'm eating. If you asked me like how many grams of protein did you have today, I wouldn't be able to tell you at the time. And the moment I started to track my calories, now things started to change. And that's the thing, bro. So, bro, tell it like it is. Just tell the truth, man. Stop lying to us, bro. Those of you who are I just want to be big. You ask, hey, man, why don't you, like, isn't it about time for you to shred down? And they say, oh, I don't want to be small. Stop lying. Please, stop lying. Let's assume I believe this bullshit story you've convinced yourself and you're trying to get it by Tyrone, but Tyrone ain't buying it. I may look at you and pretend like I believe your lies, bro, but I ain't fucking buying that. That you want to be fat. No, nobody wants to be fat. But let's pretend I believe this bullshit story, right? What is the point of going to the gym, lifting? Like, dude, the only evidence of you going to the gym will be your very presence in the gym, which after you get out of the gym, that's it. Right? It'll be like you go to a party and you know, the host be like, hey, you go to the gym? I never would have guessed. And we are coming over there with the stun on the hose, man. Look at the gains, man. Look at these veins, bro. Like, bro, Who's gonna get all the holes, man? Who's gonna get all the chiles, bro? Is it you, your fat ass, or is it me? What's the point of going to the gym and lifting all that weight, doing all that work, right? You know, coming out of there sweaty, sometimes you can't even walk after leg day, and then you come out of the gym and that's it. No one can tell, no one can look at you and be like, hey, bro, nice physique, man. You know what? I want to be like Chris, right? Hey, I want to be like Tyrone, right? You know, you don't, you like, bro, what's the point if you're not gonna get that, if you have no visible results? Being fat is not being fat is a result, but it's not a desirable result. Nobody's gonna want to replicate your results, is what I'm saying. And that brings me to training for aesthetics. You see, when you're training for aesthetics, yes, there are pros and there are cons. Like when you're training for aesthetics, sometimes you won't have that much energy. Sometimes you won't be, in most cases you won't be as strong, right? But there's people who found hacks around that, carb cycling, stuff like that. Like there's people who found hacks around that to be able to gain as much muscle as possible while being as lean as possible. By definition, an aesthetic physique. There's people who found hacks to be able to do that and still have the energy to lift that heavy weight, to continuously get strong. But for the most part, you will not have that much energy, you will not be able to lift that much weight. That is the con. But the pro is you will have visible results. People will want to replicate your results, right? And that's like, and that's the thing. Like, I know this may seem like freaking conceited or whatever it may be, but here's the thing, bro. When you're training for aesthetics, you're training to be looked at, right? Who doesn't want to be looked at, bro? Who doesn't want other people wanting to replicate their results? Who, man? Who? You can't tell me you're doing all that work for yourself, bro. You can't tell that shit, right? But that's the thing, man. Like when you're training for aesthetics, you're training to be looked at, you're training to be admired, you're training to be seen, right? Perhaps step on stage, go for a culture week, whatever it may be, you know, and you know, show off your physique, whatever. So that's pretty much what you're training for. More people who model and stuff like that, those guys typically train for aesthetics, and those guys have visible results that people will want to replicate. Hence why those guys are chosen to be like the models. They hop on stage and like model a few clothes here and there because people want to replicate their results, and because people want to replicate their results, it'll be easier for them to sell other people's products. So that's the difference between training for mass and training for aesthetics. So my overall opinion is, me personally, I do train for aesthetics, right? That's what I prefer, because for me, I just see no point of going to the gym and lifting heavy weights and still being fat. Like I don't see a point of that. That is if you told me about that, that is retarded. Like I know people have been trying to convince me like, oh, you need to train for mass, whatever. Like, bro, I don't want to look like you, man. I don't want to look like you. And if this is hitting home, good. You're fat. Like, bro, you're over here lifting heavy weights and telling me like, oh, I know this, that. Nigga, you're fat. like, bro. No, it amazes me, man. Like, it amazes me how people still pull up to the gym, do that shit, and you're still fat, bro. So that's the thing. That's why I train for aesthetics, because I like to have visible results, right? Imagine pulling up to the crib and people asking you like, bro, what the fuck are you doing, man? You're still fat and you go to the gym for 3 hours a day, bro. That's the thing, man. Like, if I'm investing that much time, I'd like to see the results, right? That's why I train for aesthetics, right? But hey, man, do what makes you happy, bro. That's my thing. Do what makes you happy. If you like being fat, you're lying, bro. First of all, you're lying, right? And every time I say you're lying, bro, that's a lie. Stop lying to yourself. But let's pretend you're not lying and you're lying. If you like being fat, like, do what makes you happy, dog. Do what makes you happy. There's those guys, yes, they're training for mass and then they shred down later, whatever, bulk cut, That's what it is. I'm not against any method that works. I don't really see a problem with that. It's a method that works. So if you're gonna do it, do it. Me personally, I don't agree with that method, bro. I don't want to look fat. I don't want to be fat ever, right? So that's my thoughts on that, man. That's all I have to say about that. This entire video was a personal opinion, you know, but I'd like to see your thoughts in the comments as well, right? I'd like to see your thoughts in the comments. Do what makes you happy, man. That's my thoughts on training for mass versus training for aesthetics. This has been your boy Tyrone Black. Take care.